Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Farming Valley. So the day has finally come. It's summer 3 right now. It's just a day after last episode, and I went ahead and cleaned up my inventory and stuff, and it is time to begin Botania. Of course, in summer we're going to do a little bit of building, a little bit of Botania, and a little bit of other stuff. I think we're going to start bees, maybe, if we have time. It might be fall, we'll see. I think where we're going to start Botania for right now, just for convenience sake, we're actually going to start it right out here, and then a little bit later we're going to do some building, get a Botania area built, and get this stuff moved. But for right now, we'll start right here. And I don't believe that I have white flowers, so I'm probably going to have to go out on a little bit of a journey to get us some white flowers, I think. Yeah, see, I don't have much in the way of white flowers. But before we do that, let's take a look. Right here, the flower pouch. This requires mystical petal and 5 pieces of wool. Let's go ahead and get that real quick, just to make our lives a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just dump the rest of that in there. And then any kind of mystical flower, we are going to go with brown. There we go. And I guess technically, what we might do, instead of going out on a journey, we might just make floral fertilizer. Because that's bone meal, and let's get ourselves like 5 bones. Let me get a mortar and pestle real quick. Oh, it can be bought at the general store. Okay. Let's go to the general store. It should be open right now. And actually, let me go ahead and grab brown. Make sure we leave at least 1 in here. Green. Or actually, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me get more bone meal here. And I've got shears over there that I use for the sheep, but let me just make a new pair of shears. Man, I love how fast ladders are with those climbing gloves. Like, those things are handy. And the nice thing is you can actually climb over fences or whatever. I mean, it's pretty much like having step up, except it's like infinite step up. Because you just climb everything, and you climb it extremely fast. So those things are definitely worth it. I can't remember how much they were. I think they were pretty cheap, like 5,000 maybe. Of course, the only thing is you tend to like climb on a lot of things you don't mean to, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so the mortar and pestle. Let's purchase one of those. Let me find it here. 2.5k. That's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. Okay, so oh, there we go. And I guess I'll tell you what we're gonna do here. Let me dump these into there. And we've got a brown petal. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Let me get all these flowers that are in here. And we're actually going to make a Botanial farm first. First and foremost, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to make a Botanial farm. And I think I'm going to put this, I don't know. No, I'll tell you what, we'll wait. Because I don't know exactly where the Botania area is going to be, and I want the Botania farm next to it, and I need to decide where that's going to go. So what we're going to do, we'll just throw down the brown petal, grow it, hit it with the shears, then we get the tall brown petal, and then what we can do is just crush that down. Floral brown dye, and, oh wait, I think I've got there's a crafting table right over here. I'm actually just going to snag this, or I'm going to work from here. Yeah, actually, I'm going to snag it. Because we'll need one over by our Botania area, so we'll do that. And we'll just set this guy up right there. And then let's get our first bit of floral fertilizer. And there we go. There's mystical blue, mystical white, and pink. Okay. That's perfect, because white is what I need. So let's grab that. And let's break it down into petals. And we'll just grow these. And I'm actually going to grow these a couple times. We'll do like that. And that way we have a bit extra on the petals. I guess the floral bag, we don't really need it. But basically you can store different flowers in it and stuff. But Okay, so there's 32 mystical white petals. I think that's going to be plenty for our needs at the moment. And then let's go ahead and just dig up... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just for convenience sake. Because the petal apothecary stands pretty high. So generally if you put it down by one, right next to your water, it's a little bit easier to use. Alright, and then let's get ourselves a couple buckets of water. I guess I could have done the Botania area right here temporarily. But, it's fine. That's okay. We'll have it right outside the door, and that way it's kind of in a convenient spot here. Alright. There we go. And we'll go ahead and just dump some water in this. And then we're also going to need seeds. I've actually got quite a bit of seeds. Now, it's interesting because I don't think that there's a crafting recipe for seeds. Let me check. It might be... okay, cocoa beans, technically, but... I think the main way that you're going to get seeds is by breaking grass. That's why I've been stockpiling those seeds while we were breaking grass. We have almost 3 stacks. Honestly, that's probably going to be enough for a while, if not forever. So, I think we're A-okay on them. Because we've done so much landscaping, we've gotten so many seeds that I think we're good on it. Okay. And then... we'll go white, 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 and seed. And there we go. There's our first flower. And then, once more... actually, I'll tell you what. We haven't made the Lexica Botania. I wonder why our achievement didn't pop for that. Okay, so we just need a book and a sapling. Let's see. We'll just grab an oak sapling. And then, do I happen to have any leather? I have 1 piece. That works perfectly. Alright. 3 sugarcane and leather. There is our book, and there is our Lexica Botania. And we get an achievement, a realistical, logical idealist achievement. And go ahead and flip through that in game. There we go. Okay, so we are on. You started your tutorial. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We are on our way for Botania now. And I'm going to go ahead and get 1 more of these pure daisies. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got our 2 pure daisies, and I mean this is all pretty basic. You guys have probably been through this, but we're going to do it on camera anyways. We'll go ahead and put those down, and then we're going to need some wood and some stone, and we can start getting living wood and living stone. Or living wood and living rock. So... alright, do we want to go with oak, or do we want to go with, like, redwood? Let's go with redwood. That's actually a really easy wood to gather up. If you have a redwood forest, which we do. And we'll get a stack of stone. And I tell you what, while we're over here, let me get 2... I'm going to make a chest, just so that we have one out there with our Botania stuff. And the nice thing is we have that, the bag, so we can easily move this whenever we go to move our Botania area. We can just pick up the chest, move it, and then set it back down. So, alright. And let's go ahead and get this stuff. It's about to be the next day, so I'm going to go check on the farm and take care of the animals. But we'll go ahead and put the stone down, we'll put the wood down, and that way this stuff can go ahead and start converting over. There we go. And, we still got, okay. Sun's going down. This is a good point to sleep, I think. Let's see, I don't expect anything to be grown at the moment. I just want to check on our sprinklers and see. Okay, everything's good. Everything is good. Which I feel like these onions, they were like 8 days. Oh yeah, they still got like 4 days. And I think that's the closest thing to being grown that we've got. So it'll still be a little bit before we're pulling any kind of decent money in, but that's fine. And by the way, I've been giving the animals their specific animal treats, like cow treats, sheep treats, because I'm trying to get them to produce more, so I'm thinking maybe they need their specific treats, because we've pretty much only been feeding like general treats to the animals. So I'm kind of trying that just to see if maybe they'll start producing more, because I know it was brought up in the comments, and I know I had seen before that the animals can produce like up to 5 things, but I haven't been able to get them to actually produce, you know, the 5 things. So Alright, so you can see our stone and our wood has converted over into the living variant. So let's go ahead and grab this stuff up. And this will be enough for us to get started with, but I'm going to go ahead and get some more laid out. So that can go ahead and start converting for when we need it. There we go. And I'm hoping to get, I'm sure we're going to get this a really, really nice item this episode. Okay, so we've got this stuff. Let's go ahead and make our living wood wand. So 3 of these. Then we're going to need to pick our petals, and I think I'm going to go with purple, and we'll go with purple and blue, actually. Alright, so living wood wand. Wand of the forest. There we go. Always want to call it living wood wand. Okay, and then the next thing that we are going to need actually requires a little bit of living wood, but we can go ahead and make another flower, and that is the Indo Flame. So we are going to want one of these. That's 2 brown petals, a red, and a light gray. Do we have all of those? I don't think we have red. No, we don't. We do have light gray, and we have brown. And let me go ahead and get, let's see, 6, 8. We get 8 white petals. And we'll go ahead and get, whoops. I need to crush these down real quick. Floral white. And then we'll make 2 more floral fertilizer. And still no red. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go get some water real quick. I think this place should be open. I'm going to go ahead and actually get a few bottles of water here. Because I'm actually going to stick some in the Botania area, just so that we've got it available. There's 5 bottles. And we'll just put that in there. So we've got access to it. Okay, this stuff's done. I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and we'll get some more converting real quick. And it's nice because Botania is going to be so good. Like, so good to get into because there's a lot of stuff. Like, Botania, I think, is probably in this mod pack, the way it's set up, without a whole lot of, like, super tech and stuff like that. Botania is probably going to be about the most powerful mod in a lot of the main things that we do, as far as just having those useful things, you know, like better picks and whatnot. So, okay, and there's our red mystical red flower. So we've got that, which is good. That means we can start making Indo Flames. Let me go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to go ahead and break these down. There we go. Where's my shears? There we go. And my bone meal. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and make a couple of these just so that we've got them. There we go. I made some extra brown petals, so because we're going to use a little bit more of those. Alright, so we are going to need 2 brown, red, gray. There we go. And we got the electric magic achievement. And I think we're going to go ahead and start with I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and start with, I'm actually going to go plant a few more of these. We're going to make 8 Indo Flames, just so we have pretty good mana gen for the beginning of it. So 1, 2, 3, there we go, and I'll just shear this down. And there we go. Okay, so there's 8 Indo Flames. Whooped. And these extra flower petals, I'm just going to dump them into here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's set these up. Well, I'll tell you what, let me actually pull this up, because we're going to need to make a couple spreaders. So, and I'll go ahead and pull this up. I'll tell you what, I think we're good on living rock for right now, so actually both of these I'm going to do as wood for the time being. And we will automate the living wood and living rock in time. Once we start getting more into automation type stuff, I will also want to automate concrete and probably sugarcane soonish. Next year I think is going to be when we start moving into tech, get electronic storage, and maybe do some automation in the next year. So, okay. So what we're going to do, let's get, let me double check here. Spreader, does it still take gold in this pack? Yes. Okay. Let's go get ourselves a few pieces of gold. And I think for right now, we're going to start with, I'm actually probably just going to grab a little bit of gold. Right now, I think we just want 2 spreaders. I don't have a whole lot of gold. I have gold ore, I just haven't processed it. Because up until now, we really haven't been using gold. I've got 39 gold ore. That's not too bad. I haven't really processed it. I've been kind of processing on demand for a lot of stuff, and that's simply due to the fact that if we go into a little bit more immersive engineering, we can start doubling. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on. And the nice thing is we can quarry with Botania as well. So technically you can quarry with immersive engineering, but it's not... If you have a good mana system, Botania quarrying is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we've got our gold. Let's go ahead and... Whoops. Let me get 2, 3, 4... Yeah, something like that. And let's go ahead and just start with like 2 spreaders to start with. I think that'll be good. Alright, so 2 mana spreaders. I'm just going to put this stuff away. And then we're also going to want to get ourselves a mana pool. There's our Vivid Wave achievement. And for right now, let's put our mana pool like right there. We'll put our spreaders down. We'll have one setting like right there, one setting like right there. And then we'll do our Indo Flames like this. And these should be connected to the appropriate spreader, so it should be 4 on each. So if we take a look at this, you can see these are all connected to that spreader because they highlight it. And these are connected to that spreader. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to set this to bind mode. Shift right click, by the way, to switch modes. And then we'll shift right click the spreader, shift right click the mana pool, shift right click the spreader, and shift right click the mana pool. Okay, so now we need coal. Or any kind of burnable substance. We're going to go with coal, I think. Probably coal blocks, I imagine. And we should have plenty of that. It should be in a compacting drawer. Yeah. Yeah, we've got over a stack of coal blocks. We're going to go ahead and grab 8 of these. And these are going to be quite a bit of mana by the time this coal's done. So that should be alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll see those kick on. They're eating the coal blocks and producing mana and sending it over to our mana pool. Awesome. And it is time to sleep. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll take a ride around the farm and just check on things. How long does it take the tomatoes to grow? 10 days. Okay. So they're going to be shortly after the onions come in. I'm going to need to get some sprinklers up and going real quick. It always makes me nervous putting the water into these sprinklers because one wrong click and I could put water down on top of the, like, where the onions are or something and just start flooding the farm. It would be terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because the way crops grow on here, like, you don't want to mess up your crops. If you can avoid it, you do not want to mess them up. Alright. Like, normal packs, if I mess them up, I don't really mind it too much. But on here, it's like, ugh. Because that's money and time. Super time investments here. Okay, so this has had time to build up. Okay. Oh, I forgot the animals. Let me go get those real quick. Okay, so we've got actually a decent amount of mana built up in this. So I don't know. Yeah, these are keeping up good. Okay. And those coal blocks, they're going to run for like, I want to say it's like 15 minutes or something, 10 minutes. I don't know. It's quite a while that they're going to run. Okay, so now that we've got that stuff, I think the next thing that I want to get is kind of a convenience thing. And that is, I want to get the Horn of the Wild. 5 living wood, and then a pasture seed, that's just grass. So let's go grab a piece of grass real quick. So, clip that. Hop off this. Oh, my climbing claws. There we go. And we'll just drop this into the mana pool. There's our pasture seed, and then we can get our Horn of the Wild. This is one of those things I've been so ready to get, because it makes cleanup so easy. Alright, so what we could do with this, of course, if you're not familiar with it, is we can come over here and all this grass and just junk everywhere. Hold this. There we go. That's how you clean up grass. I will say, I mean, we're going to have some grass in places for decorative purposes, but yeah, not quite that much. Not quite that much. Though I do think it would be kind of cool to have, whoops. Oh, I just looked at my hearts, and it's like, I'm still getting used to the fact that in this pack I have more than 3 hearts. It's amazing. Because it was so long that we had, like, measly little amounts of life. It was terrible. But it would be kind of cool to have, like, an abandoned house. You know, it's something we don't generally see in builds. Of course, we're going to build, once we get some of our buildings done, we're going to build additional buildings in this town. I think it would be kind of cool to have, like, an abandoned house that's kind of overgrown and all dingy and cobwebby and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of fun to do, but we may do that. Alright, I'm going to put those seeds in there, just extra seeds in these. I'll just hold on to. Okay, so one other thing that I want to make real quick, and this is another super useful thing because we don't have the like crafting table on a stick. We don't have the nothing like that, but we do have assembly halo. So this is going to take 3 mana steel and a mana pearl, and then just a crafting table. And once we get this, we can craft on the fly, as well as set recipes, which is going to be so useful. Like, you know, if you're working on a mod or something like that, you can set like a few things as recipes, like for things that you're crafting, and it just makes life quick and convenient. So, and actually, while we're over here, I'm going to dump some of these little like seeds and stuff. Okay, and ender pearls, we have 1 of them. Ender pearls are going to be, I think, the ender pearls are what's going to be holding us back from a lot of Botania, I think, at the moment. Because there's no ender lilies. You know, everybody gets spoiled by ender lilies. And also, I don't think we have any diamonds at the moment. Oh, yeah, we do. Never mind. We have 7, so we're okay. But I'm used, you know, I think everybody is, at this point, is so used to having ender lilies that when you don't have, like, ender lilies, it's like, oh, wait a second. How am I going to get all these ender pearls? Of course, this pack does have spawners. They're a little bit later game. I think they're 1,000,000 a piece to buy. And then they're the soul shards. So, I mean, these spawners are about as powerful as they get, but the soul cages to do them are like 1,000,000 a piece. So it's going to be a little while on that. Because even though we're pulling in good money now, 1,000,000 is still a little bit steep. So, alright, we're going to throw our iron in there, our mana pearl, and then we can get ourselves our assembly halo. Segmented blue, and we can actually craft with this, and we can set recipes. So, for example, let's say, let's open up our crafting. Actually, let me do this real quick. Gold, a petal. We'll pull up the crafting table. We're going to say this is how you make a mana spreader. And then what we can do is we can right click, like in one of these open spots here, we can right click, and there we go. Now it knows how to make mana spreaders. So, and when I'm mining, well, I know like redstone stuff I can compress, but we don't have compressed cobble. That's too bad. That's too bad. That's another thing I'm so used to having. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. We don't have that in this pack. Okay, and then I believe the Runic Altar, we can use mana diamond for that. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a mana altar, or a Runic Altar. I don't know if we'll use it really this episode, because I know we're getting fairly close to wrapping up point. Plus, at the moment, without having mana pearls, we're kind of in a bind. And honestly, I think the best route to get those would be maybe go to the end. Soonish, maybe. Maybe soonish. We shall see. So we got ourselves a mana diamond, and that, plus some living rock, Runic Altar, and we'll just throw this guy down like right here. And then we'll just connect mana spreader to the Runic Altar. There we go. So that's connected. And then what we can do, one thing I would like to get, which actually we don't need. I was thinking we needed the Runic Altar. I was thinking of the sash, I think. We don't actually need the Runic Altar for this, but one other quality of life thing, in a lot of packs I don't actually get this, and that's simply due to the fact that it can kind of become a nuisance, and in most packs, I'm not a big fan of having a magnet running all the time. In this pack, though, I wouldn't mind having a magnet because it's going to make grabbing our crops a whole lot easier. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana steel. And, oh yeah, I'm going to need a glass pane. And if you hadn't guessed, like, today's episode is kind of moving into Botania, but also just kind of getting the basic quality of life stuff out of Botania really, really quick. So, alright, mana steel, glass pane, we're going to get a mana lens, and then I'm going to need one of these pieces of gold. And that iron mana lens makes magnetizing lens, and then we can put that together for mana steel and get our ring of magnetization. And there we go. We can put this into our ring slot, one of our ring slots. And we got the Inner Arts achievement. Yeah. Alright. And I'm going to grab a couple more pieces of coal blocks and get that producing some more mana, because I don't know that next episode, because I think mana tablet we could make, rune of mana. See, we're going to need mana pearls if we want like Band of Aura, a lot of the sashes, stuff like that. We're going to have to get a lot more ender pearls. And I think probably the best route, like I said, is probably going to be going to the end before too long. We'll have to get the ender dragon killed. And once we get to that, I mean, we could do, realistically, we could do a vanilla enderman spawner system, which is, they're pretty powerful. We won't need for ender pearls like ever again, and it would be a bit of overkill. So we might consider doing that within this pack. Maybe go with some vanilla farms, because I mean, realistically, yeah, I could save up 1,000,000 gold and make a soul shard spawner, but when there's vanilla spawners that would work just as well, I think that would probably be the best route to go. And because there's not a lot of chances that you really get to build vanilla farms, I feel like. So I think we might go with like a vanilla enderman spawner. I think would be good. So we'll think about that, because even, I mean, right now 1,000,000 is still, that's a lot of money, and there's quite a few things that I would like to get that cost 1,000,000. So I'm not for sure that I want to go straight for spawners necessarily. And if I went for spawners, I would rather do something like pig, like have a pig spawner, so we have like endless pork and things like that, than something that we could really easily do a vanilla system for. Because I mean, in most packs, honestly, doing like a vanilla, well, vanilla and Botania, okay, doing an automatic pig farm is very, very easy with Botania, because it has blocks, you know, that can feed and stuff like that. But the thing is, the stuff that we need to actually breed animals isn't readily available within this pack, because it's all seasonal, and you can't really automate it either. So there's that. No, whoops. There we go. So, I don't know. We will probably do a vanilla enderman farm, I think. Which is kind of a big undertaking. It's going to be interesting in this pack, because I can't just go there and spend like a few days working on it, because I got to come back and take care of the farms. But yeah, I think with our ender book and stuff like that, I think that would be the best route to go. So, next episode, okay, because I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. Next episode, we are going to, oh, by the way, the ring of magnetization, if I throw stuff down, or if I pick things up or whatever, they get pulled into my inventory. So, just a heads up on that. But I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. So next episode, I think what we're going to do is we are probably going to be doing some speed building. I would like to start working on the house, expanding that, and possibly getting a more permanent placement for Botania. Okay, now since we do have mana being produced, we will, before we move it, we'll do like a mana tablet and stuff like that to move the mana, but that's no biggie. So next episode, that's probably what we're going to be doing, is some speed building, and then try to get some of that stuff done. Probably speed build for probably the whole episode or something, unless something comes up, you know. We'll also have some harvest coming in next episode, so we'll start actually pulling in a little bit of money, and we'll probably get our hearts upgraded to full, and maybe even add in some more buildings, because we do have some buildings to add within the farm that I would like to get on. So, because I'm going to try summer to get the rest of the town built out, like the rest of the Harvest Festival buildings putting in. So we'll probably do some of that next episode as well. So, and then Botania, I mean, we've got the major things that I really wanted, which is like the Assembly Halo, Horn of the Wild. I do want to get the tools from Botania, but I mean, that's Terra Steel. That's going to be a little while, realistically. Plus, you need pretty good mana production to get that up and running. Those will probably be a little bit, but we got into Botania, we got some of the basic quality of life stuff started. And I think right now it's mana pearls. I mean, ender pearls are going to be the big thing, so. Because I don't believe, I mean, gas tiers with alchemy catalyst, but I mean, there's no way to craft ender pearls. I mean, there's ender nuggets, but you know, that doesn't really do us any good, because that's just broken down ender pearls. So, and gas tiers are no easier. They're honestly probably harder to get than ender pearls. So, yeah, we're gonna have to go to the end before we can really push Botania at this point. So. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.